That shit's so stupid. What's up, y'all? I'm your girl, the Benja B. What you watching on TV? Okay, y'all. So I am back, and let's talk about Anaya. So let me preface this very carefully by saying I like Anaya. I think she's a smart girl, scholarly smart. I question her common sense a little bit, but we're gonna get to that. We're gonna get to that. But I like Anaya. I think she's gorgeous. We love all the melanin, right? She is deliciously gorgeous. I just think she's a really good. She feel like a good person. You know what I mean? Like she come off like she got like a decent heart and shit. So I like Anaya. But I will have to say now let's talk about Anaya, okay? We're gonna talk about Anaya and some of her hangups and some of the things that's going on with Anaya. Because Anaya, sometimes, people can be good people, but then you got them good people that like will try to weaponize they goodery. We making up words and shit. Yes, we are. We are. But you got people that will try to weaponize their good or positive characteristics, and that's what Anaya strikes me as, right? I am not a fan of how she seems to me like she tries to come off like super, super perfect. She seems to have all the perfect things to say. She's got all the diplomatic answers, and she's got the proper pronunciations and all the things, right? And so like I get all that, you know what I'm saying? And I'm not one of these people that like shit on black folks when they smart. Like I think it should be more of us that do that. You know what I'm saying? I think we should uplift that, we should praise it, and we should appreciate that shit. But I think Anaya, like she seems dangerous to me in the sense where she do this good girl shit, and like the old adage is true. Like sometimes the good girls be the baddest ones. You know what I mean? And so I don't mean that in the sense of where like as far as promiscuity or nothing like that. I will say that I think she probably is pretty loyal. She don't seem like a hoe. She don't feel loose. She doesn't feel blatantly nefarious, but there are a couple of things, and I don't know if I should mention this now because I am going to discuss her and her couple with KC, which as of the time of this recording is no more. Currently she is single than a motherfucker in there. And I'm not that pressed about it. I'm not that pressed about it. I think like Anaya, she really do get in her own way, right? And I remember watching some of the conversations that she would have with KC. And KC would say to her, he'd be like, "Hey, I'm choosing you." And she'd be like, "I don't want you to choose me because I'm the safe choice." Well, bitch, why not? Like, that's what you want to be, right? You want to be the safe choice. You want to be the safe choice. You want to be the choice that he gonna choose because all the other shit is more dangerous, right? Am I tripping? I just remember her having those conversations with him and being so fucking annoyed with them conversations because I'm not even really sure what we arguing about. Are you arguing with this boy because he seen this girl and he thought she was fine and he wanted to talk to her but he chose not to? I just I think this video will probably be very, 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 very short. Anaya, again, with all the positives and all the nice things and this and that, I have to say also that I do have a little compassion for her because I do believe that maybe what she's used to in her everyday life and in her real world, she probably is not used to being chosen or picked. I think that's a real thing. I think we could say it's because she dark skinned. I think most bitches is used to not being picked. I think most bitches don't like the motherfucker and the motherfucker played like they liked them and the motherfucker didn't really like them. That is a thing across the board with all the people everywhere that go through that shit all the time. However, I do understand that in some facets of life, maybe some people experience that shit a little bit more than others, which is why I was so delighted about Trinity and Bryce because I'm like, oh shit, like this feels real. And honestly, it kind of felt real to me with Anaya and KC too. I think KC did choose her because she was the safe choice. Um, I think that he tried. This is so reminiscent to Olandria and what was that pillhead ass boy on last season with the braids with the long hair? Did he have locks? What was his name? I forgot his name. The black cowboy dude that was on there with Olandria last season. It's a similar situation to them. I will say Olandria was such a motherfucking boss. She was such a motherfucking boss. She let him know how she felt about it in the long run and when the shit popped off. But she was not sulking, and it just like she just a boss. That's all I can say. But we're not gonna compare people because that's not fair or whatever. But I think that he really tried to like placate her and tried to like kind of nurture her little feelings and make sure she knew that he really liked her and he really cared about her and like he was really trying. And so much so that I passed up this bad bitch, this yellow bone soul that walked up in here who bad than a motherfucker, looked like my ex-girlfriend and she cute as fuck. But I purposely bypassed that because I like what me and you got going on. Like, okay, so we know that niggas is fuck boys and we know that motherfuckers will lie. We know all of that. But at the same time, we have to at least be able to discern when we need to speak up and when we don't. Now, I will be the first to admit to y'all, I am probably not the coach of the best person to advise anybody on this because I am one also who tends to give what I think at the time, and I don't regret doing that shit. You know what I'm saying? But then I'm able to stand there, whatever the results of that shit gonna be, and I'm gonna hold my head up because I chose that shit, right? Anaya is so like codependent or something. Is that the technical word? Is that the word the psychiatrist group on TikTok will use? Codependent. She feel codependent. I don't know. Now I'm not mad about the Casa Amor experience because KC went his ass over there to that Casa Amor house and ran into TT, who TT laid it down when she met him and was like, "This is what we doing, stir." Okay, and he ate that shit up. You know what I mean? Also, TT is much more sure of herself. So even though he might, all girls want to hear that they pretty and that they cute and you think they fine. Like we all want to hear that. But he probably wouldn't have to tell TT that in order for TT to still like herself. You know what I'm saying? And that makes a big difference. I don't know whether people understand it or not, but it really do make a big difference when you are like self-deprecating shit all the time and you fishing for compliments and begging motherfuckers to like you. Like that shit is draining. And eventually people will stop doing that shit. You know what I mean? So unfortunately, Anaya is now single. She did not pick Carl, which she should have picked Carl, because Carl looked like he was really into her for whatever reasons. Maybe he just wanted to stay on the show, or maybe he really do like blackberry juice. You know what I'm saying? Like hey, whatever, no judgments. Um, she should have went for that. She should have went for that, and she didn't go for that, and that's her bad. You know. So I do feel some empathy for Anaya. Again, I like her as a human. I think she's a decent human. She looks like a sweet human. But, she's one of them people that, like, even as a friend, like, it might be pretty laborious trying to, be a homegirl of hers or be in a relationship with her because she feel like a lot of heavy emotional baggage and shit. You know what I'm saying? So I don't know. I really didn't mean to come off this negative about Anaya, and I'm sorry if I have done so, but not really. Because I said what I meant and I meant what the fuck I said. And Anaya, while she's got a lot of the accolades and all the things going for her, she really could stand to grow up a little bit. And she need to do her some self-healing and some self-searching before she decide to get on national TV and walk around practically butt asshole naked and then beg this nigga to like keep liking her, even though he done already said that he like her already. Like, girl, we was over that shit. So I Casa More is over. We just had a little competition last night where they had Megan the Stallion coming there, y'all, and she did the little competition and revealed the two new bombshells is coming back in from Casa Amor, and we chose Amora and Carl. So Carl is back, y'all. We're gonna see what she do with Carl. We're gonna see if she can open up to him. And we're gonna see if he really interested in her. I think he is kind of, but I don't know. I don't trust. It's just something about motherfuckers that just too overtly, perfectly like squeaky clean, and I don't trust that shit no more than I trust the Corbins of the world who would be like smiling in your face and be like, "Yeah, I'll fuck all the bitches." Like I wouldn't fuck with that neither, but I probably would be pretty leery about the motherfucker that just come off like super like manicured and just like I don't know, motherfucker, what you got under there? What's going on with all that? So we gonna see what happened. Miss Anaya, we love you, we support you, but grow the fuck up. Okay? Please grow the fuck up. I guess that's all I got to say about that shit, y'all. I'm your girl, the Benji B. I'm finna go find me something else to watch on TV. Bye.